It seems to be in vogue now to call the very members of your fan base racist. I think a lot of people think that that's a way to appeal to some of the audience. But the audience you're appealing to there by attacking them is a very small sliver, and you're pushing a greater number away. Because not only is the accusation ridiculous most of the time, it is absolutely pushing forward an idea that the use of that word is making it less valuable. If you call everybody racist who doesn't want some kind of racial reboot of a character that they've known and loved, then you're going to be calling the majority of the people who might be a fan of what you have to say a word that doesn't apply. In this case, I would say the Harry Potter franchise may be killed off by some of the former and current actors in that franchise itself. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a pretty big name trying to defend someone else who was only cast for one reason, a stunt and a checkbox, at a time when Warner Brothers could least afford it. This one should be fun. Here we go! Once again, a quick reminder, go down and make sure you're still subscribed, Culturians. We need you. We're on our journey to 50K, and we've got to get to 40K first, which is just a few hundred away. So, do me a favor, share this particular post, share this particular video and any others that you enjoyed with your favorite social media. And make sure that not only that, you've hit the thumbs up button on this particular video and at least left me a comment or two. And of course, after that, just watch another video because I'm sure there's one coming around or that you haven't seen yet. And with all that said, let's dive into some of the stupidest things that you hear out of celebrities. And more importantly, people who consider themselves movie stars. And in the case of John Cusack, for the Harry Potter alumni that there are, he calls out racist fans for being rude about Papa Essiedu's Snape casting. They will be swallowing their tongues. That sounds like a threat, because if you meant to say they will choke on their tongues, that's also kind of a threat. It's not usually a good idea to threaten fans or call them names. It doesn't bring in a lot of goodwill towards whatever project that you're dealing with. And in this case, I agree. This was a terrible casting choice indeed, especially based on the literature. But we'll set that aside for now, and of course, I guess cast my lot in with the people he's calling a racist, which I am not, and see what he has to say. Variety states that Jason Isaacs called out racist Harry Potter fans, mind you, during a conversation with Collider at Fans Expo. Well, it is Collider, so this was definitely going to be slanted. Isaacs, who is currently on an Emmy contender for his work on The White Lotus in Season 3, starred in the original Harry Potter film franchise as Lucius Malfoy. HBO's upcoming Harry Potter series has cast I May Destroy You Emmy nominee Papa Essiedu as Severus Snape, igniting backlash. Now, mind you, from toxic fans. No, from most of the fans. Not toxic, most. Most people actually care about this character, and they care about the literature on which it is based. Alan Rickman starred as Snape in the film franchise, and there's almost no way you could have done better unless you were to go out and get Mr. Driver, who I think might avoid something like this, based on the fact that he's shown no interest in the Potter stuff from what I've seen in the press. Isaac states that Papa Essiedu is one of the best actors I've ever seen in my life. I've seen some people online who are being rude about him. They're not rude. They're fans. What they're being is racist. Really? No. I think they're just tired of being called that because they're tired of accepting ridiculous stunt casting for the purpose of DEI, which is all this is. And right now, Warner Brothers is one of the worst offenders, and I don't have to point out why. All the cast of the new Harry Potter TV series are amazing. They will be swallowing their tongues, hopefully. You know, their digital tongues when they see what Papa does on screen. Well, what he's going to do on screen is not going to be a proper adaptation of the character, because it isn't possible. He doesn't have a pallor, a hooked nose, or any of the other characteristics that are clearly marked in detail in the literature itself and embodied by the previous version of Snape as a character. Essiedu's casting also prompted Harry Potter fans to wonder if he would be at odds with J.K. Rowling, the author of the book series, who is closely involved with the show's development. Rowling has courted controversy since 2020 for regularly sharing beliefs on social media that many believe are phobic in one way or another. Personally, I believe if you have $1 billion, you pretty much can say whatever you want, and you're still going to have major corporations like Warner Brothers lining up to buy your rights. Look at what Universal did and has done in partnership with J.K. Rowling. They don't seem to mind, so why would Warner Brothers? Essiedu, meanwhile, signed an open letter in May condemning the UK Supreme Court for ruling that people who identify as women and are not legally considered women, or people who think they're men are also not thought of as men. They're not legally considered that way as such. Rowling celebrated the ruling from the court, which led to fan speculation that she might want Essiedu off the series. Well, as somebody who's a huge fan of the book and film series, I'm not particularly excited about it either. What I will be is not watching this, despite the fact that I'll be encouraged to for many of the panels and discussions that are going to center around this franchise. I may watch the first 3 episodes of the first season just to see what it's all about, but my expectations are fairly low because I don't think you're going to be able to reach the bar of the films. You'll only be able to tell a longer story. Rowling wrote on X that I don't have the power to sack an actor from the series, and I wouldn't exercise it if I did. I don't believe in taking away people's jobs or livelihoods because they hold legally protected beliefs that differ from mine. A particular point of opinion that I wish more people had. We'd have a more civil society, especially here in the US right now. Isaacs, meanwhile, has been very supportive as news broke that Johnny Flynn would be replacing him as Lucius Malfoy, commenting on X that a fantastic actor, a lovely man, and an irritatingly rather brilliant musician too. Couldn't have handed the snake-topped baton on to anyone better. Just please don't make him sing. Well, I imagine if there is that skill there, they very well might. But he added to his thoughts on Instagram in a video saying, "It's sensational news for Harry Potter fans, of which I am. Johnny is a brilliant actor. We did a film called Operation Mincemeat together, and I adored him, as you will too. When you see him in the show, I can't wait to see what he comes up with. Johnny, if you ever watch this, enjoy yourself, and pro tip, watch out for those elves, those pointy-eared, backstabbing little turkeys. Have fun. I'll see you in Hogwarts." The series is supposed to start airing sometime in 2026, just next year. And as I said, I probably will be limiting my views to the first 3 episodes, unless there's something there, which I highly doubt. But ultimately, I think there's something to learn here. And it's not the takeaway that Jason Isaacs has. It's that we probably need to refrain from considering the opinions of actors, especially since the 19 blocks in California have some of the worst takes on the planet, and it's all tainted by extremism. And in light of that, I'll ask again, why does anybody listen to actors anyway? But hey, those are my thoughts around a very poor casting choice, and Jason Isaacs' thoughts about it. What are yours? Use the comment section down below and let me know. Do you agree that Jason Isaacs is okay with calling the fans racist, or do you think maybe that's a step too far? Do you think the media companies will ever learn not to attack their fans, or are they so ridiculously naive and ideologically driven that they just don't care? Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya! But not on that stupid Harry Potter series.